A Godhead stands behind the brute machine. The first question is, why did Savitri come here? Why this greatness chose to take the mortal birth? What is the purpose of Savitri accepting the difficulties of this creation? What is the difficulty in this creation? Of course, there is pain, there is suffering, there is ignorance, there is the working of death, there is the uncertain manner of getting things done by the inferior nature. But the greatest difficulty here is the presence of doom, the presence of death. As long as death is present in this creation, things will always go bad. There will be always difficulties. Therefore, the purpose of this greatness of Savitri's coming in this creation is to remove this doom. The one who stands behind these problems of the mortal world, he has to go away. This brute machine which is working here, grinding harshness and cruelty and pain and suffering, that machine must be removed, must be destroyed, must be transformed. And it is for that purpose Savitri comes here and stands behind the brute machine to remove the one who has been standing and operating all along. Savitri has to take possession of this brute machine. She came to face the engines of the universe, these evil engines of the universe. It is to face them that Savitri has taken the birth, to face time, dark time, death, ignorance, unscrupulous fate, the unbearable pain. It is to face them, to change them. Savitri has come here. She comes, she meets them, those who stand in the way. She meets them with the flame of her soul. With the flame of her soul. She discovers her soul. She establishes the divine power in her soul, and it is that power she meets them. All these Godheads of suffering, calamity, defeat, ignorance, she meets them. How does she meet them? How does she gather that power in her soul that the divine might come and establish himself here? The divine consciousness force establish herself in the soul of Savitri. Savitri discovers the trick. She finds the clue to do that. There has to be something which will lead her, which will put her in contact with the transcendent force. She has taken the human birth and she has to establish the contact with the transcendent force. The clue is a prayer a master act, a king idea. By intense devotion to the supreme power, by doing things in the dynamism of the supreme power, by knowing the will of the supreme dynamic power, she is able to establish the contact of her soul with the transcendent force. And that is the trick which Savitri has acquired, and by that trick she establishes the divine force in her soul. That by which man's strength can get linked with the transcendent force that she has found, the miracle is done. In fact, it does not become now anymore a miracle. It is a kind of a natural outcome of that prayer, that master act, that king idea of the knowledge will of the Supreme working in this creation. It is that which puts us directly in contact with the source of our existence. Wisdom comes, vision comes, vision grows, soul sees supreme light. A goddess stands behind the brute machine. Savitri at once recognizes the greatness of this truth, and in the triumph of victory, she is the master of every moment. She wins the victory for God in man. For God in man, it is for Him she wins the victory. A Godhead who was standing behind the brute machine, he is displaced. He walks away from that. He has to walk away. He has to disappear. And it is in that process Savitri is winning for God a victory in man. A Godhead stands behind the brute machine.